If you're like me, you absolutely love your Volkswagen. In this case, is my 2019 Volkswagen Jetta. It's fun to drive, it's reasonably fast, it's incredible on fuel, it's comfortable, it's quiet. But the biggest letdown of this car that was actually ruining the experience for me was that the factory stereo was hot garbage, for lack of a better word. Thankfully now there are some products that let you keep everything factory, be able to control all your systems in your Volkswagen, but still having not just good sound, but great, almost world-class, like unbelievable sound without spending crazy amounts of money. It's a little bit of an investment, but much cheaper than upgrading your vehicle like I was thinking about doing because I just couldn't stand the factory sound, even though I loved everything else about the car. So I'm gonna tell you all about what I did because it's all upgraded and it sounds amazing, and what you need to do something similar. Let's get started. Now, there are a few reasons why the factory system sounds really bad. And in the case of my Comfort Line model, the only speakers in the car are these factory paper speakers. There's no tweeters up here. Some of you may have that, depending on your model of Volkswagen or even Jetta or Golf, whatever. But in my case, it's only for factory paper speakers with no tweeter, just a little mid-range woofer. These don't sound good at all. Like there's no high end to them. They've got little magnets, they're not going to create a ton of bass. So I thought, hey, I'll just upgrade the speakers in the car and I'll add an amp to give them a little bit more power. And so Focal, however you say it, make a beautiful 165 series, two models. One is more the coaxial version where the tweeter's built in. In my case, easy. If you have the tweeters up here, they have a version with tweeters and the midwoofer down there. And I thought I'll upgrade the speakers, I'll put in the amp. So I did that. I added the amp, I added the speakers, and guess what? It still didn't sound good. I was shocked, and that was a little bit of an investment to do that. But I figured out that the real problem with the entire system is actually right here, this factory head unit, because Volkswagen has programmed this to protect your factory speakers. And this is a lower power head unit, and it knows that it doesn't have the highest quality speakers, and so especially in the case of my car, it does not send much treble at all to the speakers, and it doesn't send much bass to the speakers. And especially as you turn up the volume, it only boosts mid-range frequencies. It actually doesn't boost the highs and the lows to protect the speakers and to protect the whole system because it doesn't want people blowing them. And so it's got like a self-protecting limiter, all sorts of things, but the EQ in here is so bad that I was trying to have mid-range -9, treble +9, bass +9, and it still didn't sound great. It was okay, but still really disappointing. Plus the doors were rattling and it just didn't sound great. And so my hope all along was to be able to actually upgrade the head unit that is in the car, but I didn't want to do it because I couldn't find a system that would allow me to retain all the factory features that you need to access through your factory head unit. Things like turning on off stability control, resetting your tire pressure monitoring, change how the locking and the lighting and all this stuff it's controlled right through your head unit. And so for a long time, I thought there was nothing I could find, and I just was miserable driving around in my car, not having great sound, was honestly considering selling the car because music is just really important to me, and I wanted to have good sounding music, and there just wasn't a solution. Thankfully, today we have the iDatalink Maestro. This is a special data box that you can put behind certain brands. JVC, Sony, Kenwood, and Pioneer all make compatible Maestro head units that work with the Maestro box, and the Maestro box speaks to your Volkswagen factory system and communicates with it perfectly to be able to control everything. So you're able to use select head units. There'll be links for all this stuff down in the description if you're curious. A bunch of different head units, depending on the features. I went with a higher end ES model that has beautiful sound and fancy EQs and really nice digital analog converters, lots of control, wireless CarPlay, all those things. You don't have to go that high end. There'll be some other ones I'll recommend down below. But ultimately unlocks a straight flat EQ that isn't built for protecting speakers. Plus what you get in here is if I was to go home, settings, application, Maestro, Maestro settings, vehicle features. It's in a menu here. But I have the traction control system. I have the tire lights. I have personalization, lights, opening and closing, instrument cluster, unit, service, blah, blah, blah. You get all of the factory control over the settings in these compatible head units. So you get the best of both worlds. You still get all your steering wheel controls. In fact, the Maestro can actually program long presses versus short presses. So you can do things like, you know, mute it all by holding down a button, or change how you answer calls and do more things with your factory unit than you could even before. And for me, it absolutely unlocked beautiful sound. Plus, because now I've got a great aftermarket head unit with a bunch of high voltage pre-outs, or like the RCA connections, I have a great little sub underneath the seat. It's just this 6x9 unit. It's incredible because it fits right under the seat, so you would never even know it's there. Pumps out a ton of bass, and it lets me, because I've got a nice head unit, take the bass away from the door speakers a little bit, cut off the really lowest frequency, send it to the sub, and it got rid of all my rattles in my car. So I just have incredible, beautiful audio coming out of my Volkswagen. Here, I know it's impossible to be able to like tell and hear over, you know, this kind of setup, but I'm just gonna hit play here on a song, and I can crank this thing like really loud. Plus I've got a subwoofer control down here, and like, it is more bass than I need in a factory looking setting. It is fantastic. Plus, if I was to pick let's pause this for a sec here, a little bit more of instrumental stuff, which is a lot of what I like. The guitars sound beautiful, vocals are beautiful. A lot of it's going to depend on exactly which head unit you get, but even a basic aftermarket head unit with upgraded speakers is going to sound immensely better than your factory system. And the ability to add a sub, like down here, for like 150 bucks, it fills it all out. And I can finally say that I am super happy with the whole system because of the iDatalink Maestro. This is the magic sauce that you are able to take it, program it to your computer. The RR version lets you program it from your phone. You tell it exactly what vehicle you have, exactly what model, what your system is, and it does all the work for you. And it looks incredible. And iDatalink offer these great kits to be able to do it. And they also offer step-by-step video instructions for numerous vehicles on how to do it. And those step-by-step instructions made it relatively easy. If you've installed stereos before, I would say maybe don't tackle this if this is your first ever attempt at a stereo, or have a friend who's done it before come and hang out with you to walk through. You got to be careful. You want to have a set of the plastic tools to be able to take stuff off. I'll link those down below. But you can do this yourself, and I did all of this myself. And it's been years since I installed a car stereo, but you can do it yourself or take it to a professional. I had to super glue one little spot here that I've made a bit of a mess on, but the average person would never know that this isn't a factory stereo. It's got the beautiful piano gloss black, fits right in with the dash, and it sounds incredible. And it has saved my Volkswagen for me. I'm super excited about it, and I love the system. So, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'm gonna have lots of links in the description to the different pieces that you need, because you need the iDatalink. You probably, you need a factory kit here to be able to have it fit in there. I'll link the videos for how you can connect, learn a little bit more about it. But just know, if you have a Volkswagen and you love it, but you hate the stereo, boy, do I have a solution for you. And it's right here between the iDatalink Maestro, the head unit you want, some speaker upgrades, maybe add a sub, and you're going to love the sound in your car. It's going to sound, I feel, better than high-end systems in much more expensive vehicles. It is fantastic. So, I'm Justin. Thanks for watching.